Hi, my name is Jen and I'm from Quite Contrary Pottery, and today we're going to be making a stop motion video.
So what are we going to need? We're going to need a phone or a tablet with a camera on it, and we're going to need to have already downloaded a stop motion app. There are a lot of apps available for free. This is the one that I'm using today. If you have got a tripod and a lamp, they are helpful, but you don't need one, so don't worry if you haven't got any. When you're writing your story, I want you to think about it as a triangle with a beginning, a middle and an end. It's going to need an opening where we start. We can then lead on to a build-up, and then we can have a dilemma or a problem that needs solving in the middle. Then we can have a resolution to our problem, and then we can finish the story and wrap everything up neatly at the end. Most importantly, we're going to need a plan for our story. We need to know what we're going to film and in what sequence. You can either do that by writing it down like this, or you can create a storyboard. If you're going to have dialogue in your film, you also might want to write a script. We're going to need some characters to act out our story. We're going to maybe need some props if they are part of our story. And we're going to need quite a lot of patience because making a stop motion film takes a very long time. So as you can see, I've got my character and my props set up ready. I've got a lamp shining over the top just to add a bit of extra light, and I have my phone in a tripod. If you don't want to use a tripod or you haven't got a tripod, just try and make sure you have your camera still, and what you want to do is to keep your camera in the same place and move all the other characters. It's also important that when you take your picture, try and remember to move your hands out. Once you get into the flow of taking the photographs, it's quite hard to remember to take your hands out. So what I'm going to do is, for my first scene, it is the bird sat on the eggs, and then the bird is going to hear one of the eggs cracking. So I'm going to take a still now. I'm going to take my hands out and I'm going to take a photograph. And now I'm going to very slightly move the bird, and I'll take another photograph, and then the bird's going to go down here to hear the cracking, see if it's that egg, which it's not that egg. So the bird is going to have to move back up onto the eggs if it will balance. And I will take another photograph. The bird's then going to move down to this side, and I will take my photograph, and then the bird's going to realise that it's that egg cracking. I'm going to just move the egg that's cracking slightly, take my photograph, and then I'm going to move it again slightly. This is just to try and show that it's this egg that the noise is coming from, and take your photograph. If you don't have any toys like this or props that we're using, you can use Play-Doh or plasticine to make some characters, or you can use toys, or you could use the little Lego minifigures. Just use whatever you've got at home. Don't worry too much about what you haven't got. Just try and build your story around the things that you have got. Now that I've taken all my photographs, I'm just going to upload them to the app. So as you can see, I have uploaded all my photographs now to the stop motion app. There are 68 photographs in total. This is probably going to give about a 3 or 5 second film. So as you can see, you do need lots and lots of photographs. And so if you click on a photograph, you can edit it, you can copy it if you want to have a couple of each still in there. You can add audio, so you can either record your own voice over the top, or you can add in some sound effects. You can edit them, and you can change the speed at which they're played at. As you're editing your video, I would recommend continually sort of playing it, seeing if it plays okay. At this point, you can add in any bits that you might have missed, or you can edit anything out that doesn't make sense. If at any point you feel like you've made a mistake and you want to go back, there is an undo button here, so that'll just undo the last thing that you did. Once you're happy with your film and you've watched it through and you feel like you've finished, you can add in a title and credit here. So the title will appear at the beginning of the film. This is where you can give your film a name, and then the credits will appear at the end. This is where you want to write your name on to make sure everybody knows that you made the film. Once you've added your title and credits to the film is now totally complete. We can come out of the editing screen and we can select the film that we want, and then by pressing this button at the top, which is the square and the arrow pointing upwards, we can export the film back into our photo library, and from there we can do whatever we want from it. We can watch it in our photos, or we can email it to somebody, or we can upload it to social media or website if you wish. And here's the film that I made. Mama. Mama.
Thank you so much for watching. Please find me on social media. Bye.